This is video 1.13 on basic biblical beliefs. We're going to explain what they are and why identifying them can be important for your understanding of discipleship. By now, you've heard us say several times that our goal in this course isn't to teach the one right way to practice discipleship. We can give you some tools, we can give you some strategies, and even experience through the summative assessment. But when we see God show up in people's lives in Scripture, we don't see Him showing up the same way every time. And He doesn't give the same prescriptive direction either. His interaction is personal. He shows up in a specific way to a specific people for a specific purpose. And that interaction with God becomes the catalyst for that person's calling or ministry. We see it with Abraham, Moses, Miriam, David, Elijah, Mary, Paul, John. They all encountered God in various ways, and that encounter directed their ministries, which were all different. That's something that we can't give you, but it is a vital piece of discipleship. Your encounter or encounters with God, however they come about, whether by engaging with Scripture, through life experiences, relationships, or direct words from His mouth. These encounters are the foundation for your calling and the catalyst for your ministry. These encounters are what inform your basic biblical beliefs. Earlier, Jared talked about one of our basic beliefs that has directed our theology and practice of discipleship. It's been a combination of engagement in Scripture and our relationships with unbelievers that has placed God's love for people and His journey with them front and center in our practice of discipleship. It's stories like Jesus telling Nathanael, "I know you," that have helped us understand our role in discipleship isn't to know everything about the Bible or have all the right answers or tools. Rather, it's to learn how to see how God has been working in a person's life and to help them see that work for themselves. And if we're doing that well, God will also be revealing more of Himself to us through the lives of those people. All kinds of people, both believers and unbelievers, are teaching me about God because at my core, God has taught me to understand that He is on a journey with everyone, driven by His intense love, and His love for those people has to inspire me to love them too. Your next assignment is going to walk you through identifying some of your basic biblical beliefs. Now, there's two kinds of these basic biblical beliefs. There's the general beliefs about God, Jesus, the Spirit, the church, that have defined Christianity. These are the list of statements you may find on a church's website, ones you're probably familiar with, and they're really important to have as a foundation for your theology. But it's the second set of basic biblical beliefs that we're talking about, and this set is more specific to you. These beliefs are what you as a leader or ministry or church have received from God that provide you with the beliefs that what you are doing is valuable and possible. They are entwined with your calling, and because they've arisen from your experience, you're going to rely on them intimately. Each of us will probably develop 2 to 4 of these basic biblical beliefs in our lives. Here's a couple more examples, just to help you have a better idea of what we're talking about. For Kairos Church Planting, which is the organization that actually walked us through identifying our basic biblical beliefs, one of their beliefs comes from Genesis 3:9, when Adam and Eve are hiding from God. And God walks throughout the garden saying, "Where are you?" God is a God who seeks. That is one of the basic biblical beliefs that inspires Kairos to plant new churches in new places for new people. Another one of our beliefs that has shaped Missio comes from Jeremiah chapter 29, when the people of Israel are in exile in a foreign land among people with different beliefs. And this is what the Lord Almighty, the God of Israel, says to all those I carried into exile from Jerusalem to Babylon: build houses and settle down, plant gardens and eat what they produce, marry and have sons and daughters, Find wives for your sons and give your daughters in marriage, so that they too may have sons and daughters. Increase in number there, do not decrease. Also, seek the peace and prosperity of the city to which I have carried you into exile. Pray to the Lord for it, because if it prospers, you too will prosper. As we do ministry in Seattle, a city that probably most people would say has moved out of the Christendom era into post-Christendom, this is the passage that has informed our ministry. And when people in cities that are still in a predominantly Christian culture, but are seeing the signs that they're moving away from it, ask us, how do you do this? How do you confront the encroaching post-Christian culture that feels so combative toward us and Christians? Our belief, inspired by this Jeremiah passage, is what gives us the confidence to say, you don't need to be afraid. It's hard and different, but it's also good. God is working in a post-Christian culture, and if we let him, I firmly believe he's going to teach us things about himself that we did not have eyes to see in the era of Christendom. So those are a couple of examples of some basic biblical beliefs, and I hope you can see how they have informed our ministries in an intimate and a powerful way. I obviously don't know each of you, so I'm not sure where you are in your lives, your ministry, your faith journey, but I'm guessing by now you probably have at least one or two of these basic biblical beliefs. You maybe just haven't identified them yet. So that's what you're going to be doing in the next assignment. And my hope is that by taking the time to do this, that it will benefit and inform not only your discipleship practice, but also the various ministries you're a part of during your life.